Welcome back for another week. Unfortunately, we don't have the whiteboard here today because I'm on training camp and a 2 metre by 1 metre whiteboard isn't something that Ryanair allow on your in your suitcase. So unfortunately, we're going to have to make do. But there is quite a lot to talk about. And I wanted to start. In the past, I've started with heroes of the week, and we'll get to that. And you're probably not going to be surprised as to who's won it, if you've watched the last two shows. But before that, I wanted to talk about, I had a little a thought of the day, and I want to talk about the importance of the team you ride for. Now we all know in the pro cycling world there are three teams that win more races perhaps than others, not including Alpecin Fenix race recently, and they are Lotto Jumbo, Quickstep, and Ineos. I think it's easy to look at those teams and say, well, they have a bigger budget, they have big name riders, and they tick all the boxes. And they do that. They do all of those things. The whole marginal gains thing, which was coined by Ineos back in 2011, and the whole peloton has subsequently caught up. I know that for a fact because when I joined Movistar and understood zero Spanish, and sat in 2013, the first team meeting, so it was just after Wiggins had won the Tour. All I was hearing was Spanish, Wiggins, Spanish, Froome, Spanish, Sky. And roughly translated afterwards, someone said, basically we needed to be doing things more like Team Sky. So everyone has caught up, but also I wanted to the mentality within a team, the ethos of the team, and that mentality of winning, that winning culture, which I think actually Quickstep have more so than anyone. And I wanted to talk about Quickstep and Alpecin Fenix and Trek Livestrong, or as they're now known as Axiom Bergmans. Let's start with Quickstep. Let's take Quickstep win a lot. They win an awful lot. Sometimes an unfair amount compared to everyone else. We're like, come on, Quickstep again. But they are what they are. They are hugely successful. And now Cavendish has returned to Quickstep and just won a stage of the Tour de France, as well as winning a couple of other races this year, and certainly is it's a far cry from the couple of years that he's struggled. And Alpecin Fenix, now I want to draw a similarity between Alpecin Fenix and certainly my year at Trek Livestrong, and also how that team has progressed. But Alpecin Fenix have a unique character in Mathieu van der Poel, but I don't want to talk about Van der Poel. I want to talk about everyone else in the team, because everyone else has just seemed to come up, and it's a culture of winning. It's a mentality shift. So in Trek Livestrong we had Taylor Phinney, who would win certainly every time trial he turned up to, but also he'd throw himself out there and win road races, but we quickly learned that we had this mentality, why can we not win? And as teammates to Taylor, I think we then started winning because we were like, well, if he's winning, we can win. And Taylor would kind of inspire us that we could win, and we did. So I think that's, from the outside, I think that's what's happening at Alpecin Fenix is Van der Poel is winning nature. The fact that he wins is kind of infectious and spreading amongst the team. It's a Pro Conti team. I don't know a budget. I don't know anything. But normally a Pro Conti budget would be lower than a World Tour budget. I wouldn't mind betting that it's higher than some World Tour teams, but I think there's a lot to be said for having that standout figure in a team that brings everyone else up. I know I've experienced it, and I think that's something Alpecin Fenix are experiencing, and I think it's something that's been ingrained in Quickstep for a long time. Anyway, so we'll move on to Hero of the Week. There's not so many contenders this time, because there's not a million national championships. The first contender is Alpecin Fenix. Rock up to their first Tour de France, and within 3 stages they've won 2 of them with 2 different bike riders, and it's huge that they had Van der Poel in the yellow jersey leading out Tim Merlier for that 3rd stage win. To have, in the same way that Cav had Julian Alaphilippe leading him out on stage 3, 4, 3 or 4. And I think that really says a lot about the team in so many good ways. So they are the first candidate. The second is Volleran, who won the course, and I guess this is the last year that the course is going to exist in its current format, because it's coming as a full-blown race. So what she's won is historic, I guess. And similarly to earlier, Demi had Anna van der Breggen in the World Champs jersey, helping her win the race as well, which is, again, pretty epic. The next one, a little bit of a curveball, Peter Sagan. Not because he's done anything in terms of bike riding, but actually his crash with Caleb Ewan, I watched it and I was like, there was something he did that I thought was quite incredible. Now, when that crash was happening, and Sagan gets away with murder in terms of crashing, and I think based off of one incident, so it's probably not the case, but Sagan held onto his handlebars all the way to the floor. Even when he ground to a halt, he was still held onto his handlebars. I think most other bike riders, myself included, as soon as you know you're going, you let go and you're trying to protect yourself. Sagan looked like to the absolute bitter end he was trying to save that, and I thought that was pretty cool. The winner's Mark Cavendish, because he just won a stage of the Tour de France when so many people believed and said that he wouldn't, and yeah, it's happened, and it's just all kinds of awesome. I feel for Van Moor, who was caught with inside 500 metres to go, which is excruciating, and his performance there will be overshadowed by Cav's win. So a shout out to him. We can put him as a candidate for Hero of the Week for that ride where he almost pulled it off, but then Cav just running on whilst everyone else is trying to hold so many watts per kilo for so many minutes. There's Cav, who sees a finish line and has an inherent belief in himself to get there first, and I think that belief is manifested into that belief with a bit of proving people wrong, with a bit of maybe proving something to himself, I don't know, and with a bit of the Quickstep belief, the Quickstep mentality back in there. Wow, what a story. So Cav, there are no prizes for this, but you just want a stage of the Tour, so you don't need to have a prize for winning my show's Hero of the Week award. So the WTF Moment of the Week is the lady on stage 1 with the sign. Just painful to watch, and I feel for Tony, because quite often he seems to get the short straw of those crashes. He made it onto Lad Bible, which I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing, that it's something that bad can make it onto Lad Bible. It's not like a Cavendish winning the stage won't make it onto Lad Bible, but a cardboard sign wiping out Tony Martin will, but it is what it is. So yeah, that's the moment. And upcoming, well, we've got more stages of the Tour de France. We have a time trial in the Tour de France as well, which I'm going to be eagerly watching to see what happens. But Pogačar, like Ganna, wasn't even on the podium, so it's going to make for an exciting Tour de France, I think. So Pogačar, I reckon he was sandbagging. Oh yeah, the name of the show, Dowsecting the Week. I really wanted Ask Alex to win. However, Dowsecting the Week won it, so that's the new name of this show. Someone pointed out it's Dowsecting the Week, which means I do have to do this weekly. If I'd called it Dowsecting a Week, then I could pick and choose, but I'm really committed to this, so let's hope it continues. But yeah, thanks for watching, thanks for the support, and we will definitely see you next week, because it's now Dowsecting the Week, so there is the next week.